Hey, it's Cassie! For the past 4 or 5 days, I had a very massive, mean, very deep-rooted zit. It was right here, and I originally intended to film with it. Alas, it's summer and I work every single day, so today's the only day that I really had time. But I did take a picture of it, and it was very mean, so today I actually decided to film a video on how I deal with big, horrible zits that last like a week or even maybe 2 weeks if you're not careful, maybe even 3, maybe years. So when the zit is just kind of coming in and I'm not sure if it's gonna be a big zit, I just wash my face as usual and hope that it goes away, and usually it does, but I've been having a little bit more problems lately just because I've been trying a lot of new products, and also my parents are home and they are on vacation and I've been eating with them, so a lot of grain-based carbs and stuff like that causes inflammation in me regularly, so I've been having some bad skin, and I had the biggest, meanest, most painful zit right here. It hurt to even smile. The next day when I noticed that it didn't go away, I hit it with tea tree oil, and I usually hit my zits with everything in my kitchen. I kind of just make concoctions and see what works, and tea tree oil is very, very good for just kind of the mild to moderate zits. This has a lot of antimicrobial properties. It's a good anti-inflammatory. So I threw that on there and it just didn't work. By the 3rd day, it was still there and it wasn't worse, thankfully, but it still really hurt, so I was like, okay, tea tree oil, you're good for mild to moderate zits, but you're not good for the big nasties. Whenever I have a big massive zit, I do spot treatments only. If I'm using something really harsh on it, like tea tree oil or something, I never put it on my entire face. I always do spot treatments just because if everything else is doing fine, then don't bother it. So for the 3rd day, I decided to bring out the big guns, which are lemon and apple cider vinegar. Now these two are very, very acidic, so only use a little bit and dilute them both with water. The problem with natural skincare is you really, really have to experiment. It doesn't come in a bottle that's specially formulated to suit all skin types. It can be very acidic and it can even burn you if you're not careful. I just put a few drops of lemon juice and a few drops of unpasteurized organic apple cider vinegar, and I mixed them up. I put a little water in and I took a cotton ball and just put it on the affected area, and bam. From that point onward, it started shrinking exponentially. It was like 50% smaller that day, and then the day after it was almost completely gone. So I was like, okay, this is perfect and I'm gonna keep doing it. So I did it the night after and that pretty much killed it and it was completely gone. But the problem was it had that dead skin on the top. I'm a bit of a picker by nature. I hate that word, but I am a picker and I'm trying my best to stop and get a hold of it. So I realized that when the zit was gone, there was still that layer of skin on top, like just that layer of dead skin, and I didn't want to rip it off. So I took to the kitchen to make another remedy. A little while ago, I went to the States and I bought some raw Jersey cream milk. You have to be really careful when you're buying milk and just make sure that they really treat the cows well, like cows and not like commodities, and that it's a really clean place. Just really make sure if you're gonna buy raw milk that you're buying it from a good source. But anyways, I bought this raw milk and I didn't get through all of it because it is quite rich and it's hard to drink too much of it, so it did end up going bad. I don't like wasting things, so I was like, what can I do with this? And I looked it up on the internet and you actually can do a lot of things with it. But one of the things I realized was raw milk, when it starts to go a little bit sour, that's when lactic acid really starts to become prominent in the milk. So I took a little bit of apple cider vinegar and a little bit of lemon juice and I diluted them to the point where they're not so much a spot treatment but more of a toner because they match somewhat around the pH of your skin's acid mantle. I mixed all that up. I put a little bit of slightly soured raw milk in there and I put a drop of avocado oil in it. I mixed it all up. I put it on my face. I woke up the next morning. The skin was gone and all of my other little, like not big ones, but all of my other little tiny imperfections were gone as well, and it was probably one of the smartest things I've ever done. So I took to the internet to do a little research on it and I realized that women go to dermatologists and pay hundreds of dollars to get these things called chemical peels. And lactic acid, like the one present in the milk, is an alpha hydroxy acid that pretty much eats away the dead skin and really replenishes your skin. So by doing that, I gave myself a $5 chemical peel. If you guys have a big zit, then I highly recommend tea tree oil. If it gets bigger, use lemon juice and apple cider vinegar, and that will basically clear up the problem. And another really, really important thing is to just try not to stress about it. When you're stressed, it actually really hurts your body. Stress leads to inflammation, so try to be happy because happy cells lead to a happy body. When I had the big, massive zit, I was supposed to do karaoke with a bunch of my friends, but I was a little bit apprehensive too because I was like, oh my god, I just don't want to gross everybody out with this big, horrible zit, and I decided, you know what, who cares? I'm just gonna go out and enjoy myself and screw it. It's gonna be funny. I'm gonna make a joke out of it. I actually started calling it Jupiter. And all of my coworkers thought it was kind of funny because I'm always like, oh my god, my skin is so clear. I come to work on the day when we're all supposed to go out with just this massive zit on my face, and I just had fun with it, and it ended up being one of the funnest nights ever. So just be positive and just know that, like, zit happens. 6 months from now, no one's gonna care that you had a big zit. The stress that you put your body under can really affect you in the long run. Picking your face because you're really impatient can cause scars, and that will affect you in the long run. You can really miss out on just a lot of really fun times if you have a zit, so just don't let it bother you. I missed a lot of really fun times in high school because I was like, my face, and I thought that people would care, but nobody really cares, and who you're trying to impress anyway. Like, just go out and have fun for yourself, be happy, and I hope that this video helped. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye!